This to make it 28-3. Arthur Blank loving it. Up by 25. Toss to White. He's in. What a comeback.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the 28-3 podcast. This is the post-Dennis Allen beatdown edition.
Ooh, yeah, he got us. He definitely got us.
Yeah, with the exception of those two drives, the first one to end the first half and the one to open the second half, man, it was brutal to watch.
Yeah, I mean, but when those were two good drives, yes, but when the other team's defense is as dominant as the Bears were the rest of the game, especially to open things up, that's just rough, man. I mean, I was hoping, for Kellen Moore's sake, that he could draw some stuff up, his players could execute, and we could keep DA on his toes. But I mean, that it was bad all around.
Yeah, I think DA clearly watched our first 6 games, so we don't push downfield at all.
Yeah,
and man, there were a ton of numbers inside 10 yards of the line of scrimmage to start that game for the first half. The one thing I do like from the game is that we did pivot and we tried to push it downfield, but I think maybe some of our fears were realized and that Rattler isn't very good at that.
I was about to say, I was thinking watching the game, are we watching what we literally talked about last episode where, okay, now I guess he's doing that thing where he's being more aggressive because we said we have to see it, and we're seeing what's happening when he gets more aggressive. Because it's easy to theorize it before it happens and say, well, if he's more aggressive, he'll push the ball downfield. If he's successful, he's good. If he throws interceptions, he's bad. And it's easy to think like that beforehand. But as I'm watching it, I'm like, all right, is he this bad, or is because the O-line was really, really bad, but the first the interception that was intended for Tipton, it was behind
bad
him.
throw. It was way behind him. The
Shaheed thing, so people were like, "You're directing traffic. What do you expect to happen?" I mean, he's not the first quarterback to direct traffic.
I disagree with that.
It's that it was a bad throw.
It was a bad throw. Shaheed was open.
Shaheed was there.
If he throws a good ball there, that's probably complete.
Yeah.
I mean, and telling him to go upfield if Shaheed wasn't is the right thing because he saw the space. I think he did everything right except being able to execute it.
And so, and then the one across the middle on the fourth down, that was probably one where
I don't blame him for that one.
You got to be aggressive. I was curious as to why that was the decision without having seen all the other routes, but it's like the first two.
Well, it was a 2-route play action, and the other guy had over/under covered,
and he had to
throw it. It's fourth down, so I'm not going to put that one to. That was a horrible play call. For me, that one's on Kellen because you're running a 2-route play action on 4th and 2. One's kind of in the flat there, and one's, I think it was a corner route going over the top where they were both double covered. I mean, they were, and you have to try it. You had no chance of completing that, but you have to throw it. You have to hope
it was
a miracle happens.
It was the first game in a while, maybe since Seattle, where I did feel, I don't know if it's as bold as to say Kellen Moore took a step back in play calling, but it was definitely more of a mixed product. Yeah, because there were some good plays drawn up. There were definitely good plays out there.
Well, Corey, I'm going to say this. You said we need to run the ball more again. We said it again.
Yeah.
DA's going to come out aggressive. We need to lean on the run game. I picked Rattler because I knew we weren't going to do it. So he came out. He started slinging the ball like he's done the whole time, and I think it was a bad game plan.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to say that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Against that D.
Well, when did Kendre go out?
First carry. First carry.
I know, but was that the first quarter, second quarter?
First quarter. Second
I mean,
drive.
How much did that impact things? We don't know.
We weren't running it before that.
It was that.
But if it was in the first quarter,
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like we were constantly behind the sticks in the first quarter. I mean, every single possession.
It looked like it was heading towards the same, game flow as the Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
look, if Caleb Williams didn't suck, it would have been.
He's terrible.
It was all he played a terrible game, and you still got run out of the place. He did not play well at all.
Dude, if that were Stafford or Baker, the next two quarterbacks we played, good God,
that's 40 points. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, and you could even say that Ben Johnson let off the gas because But I think you're right. But I think the main thing is that
I think Ben Jackson
Caleb Williams was the one holding.
I think
them
Ben
back.
Jackson's like, I'm not going to let Caleb Williams get them back in this game. I'm gonna run the ball. Yeah, and which was a smart play because he knew he had Rattler's brain in a blender. I mean, it was a terrible game.
And I do think what we said before. I'm not going to say that we predicted everything. I certainly didn't predict everything. There were some very certain predictions I missed on, which I'm sure Max will highlight later. But we said going in, it's very likely, even though he said it's not a big deal that he's playing Caleb, it is what it is. I think it looked like Rattler was pressing.
Yeah, let's talk about predictions. So offense, I had Olave bouncing back.
But do y'all think Rattler was pressing? What do y'all think?
No.
Look, I'm going to say this. There was a tweet that I responded to. Ian, one of my favorite followers on Twitter.
I mean, he kind of had to press when the game got away, but I think I don't know.
Yeah, but he put this. So Rattler had that drive, going to halftime, and he throws the long pass to Olave, and then he throws a touchdown to him a couple plays later. And he didn't put on there. He's like, you're playing with house money at this point. He needs to be doubling down on 10s and all that 11.
I hear that, but one caveat to that is we watched DA do that as a Saints DC for years in the 2-minute drill. Back off.
Yeah.
Change his coverages, not run the same defense, and we'd give up field goals before half all the time.
Yeah, how many times did
Right.
we not
It was
feel
funny,
confident?
as well as he knew us, we knew him, so they knew that his tendency was to do that.
Which
So-
he slacked off on that drive. That was not the same defense on that drive.
and
it was
bad coming out of the half.
Yep.
But so going back to the predictions, I had Olave bouncing back in a big way. I didn't think it would be that big. I had 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Nick had Rattler. You should lose points for that one.
Yeah, he
Corey
should.
had
He should
Kingsway,
absolutely lose points.
60 yards and a touchdown. Defense, we all had Granderson.
But we agreed that it was who was
We
it?
gave it to Quincy Riley, I believe.
I think that's.
I think so too.
There's not a lot of candidates, so
there's not
it's
a lot
either
of
him or Chase Young, and I'm giving it to Riley for
What
his
was the
first
final
pick.
score?
We were actually close. 26-14, I think, was the final. I had it 27-20, so I
Yeah,
was.
Corey had 28-20.
28-20.
I had 35-20.
Yeah.
I gave Caleb Williams, I guess, a little too much credit.
To be fair, the game looked more like your score than ours.
Yeah.
But they just, like I said, Caleb Williams couldn't finish drives. But the way we set up this game, and we talked about it, and I said, I hope Corey's right and we come out running the ball, is that I thought we were just going to try and throw a way out of it. I thought Rattler was going to throw the ball 40 times.
Dude,
I don't know what. I just don't understand.
Looking at the yards the Bears allowed rushing, and then seeing us get what do we have? 44.
We didn't even try, dude.
It's crazy. There's not a single team that rushed for less than like 120 against the Bears this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to look
And they've
up the
played.
final stats.
They've run the gamut of rushing teams. It's not like they've been playing these all world beaters rushing the ball. They've played some good rushing teams, but they've played some kind of yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and update the tallies for the season. So Nick is in the lead, 8.5. I'm second, 6.5. You're third, 4. And in the lock, you hit 2 out of the 3.
Did it end up being 2?
Yeah.
You went
And
over, and you got the Bears minus 4.5.
It didn't go over.
It
didn't go over?
No.
It didn't even
Felt
go.
like it did.
It should have gone over.
It should have,
I thought.
yeah.
I thought the over was safe. I thought the safest
thought it
one
was safe,
going
too.
in was Rattlers. I just didn't see him throwing 2.
Before he threw the first one, I texted Mac and said, Rattler's going to cost Corey his lock, watch. Because the game was trending over for sure. You saw them
and
going
he's
up
just
there.
going to start launching.
And I'm just like, Rattler's going to cost it in a bullshit game. And he did. Look, again, though, 30.
Because I thought we were going to have success running it, and I'm just like, if we have any success running it, I don't know. But
36 pass plays, 17 run plays. Again. Okay? So the game went exactly like we thought.
That's also not a lot of plays either. Kellen likes
51,
to get, freaking 60.
I'm gonna toot my own
plus.
horn on this one because I said we could see the floodgates open up and get the 4 interceptions. We got 3 and a fumble. So
4
we were damn
turnovers.
close.
And his fumble was definitely on him because he's
No question.
one-handing it, going up in the pocket. He even admitted it after the game. And that's the one. Look, if nothing else, I got to give him press conference props.
Oh Lord.
Derek Carr would not have said that shit. I got to bring it up. I'm sorry. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, but Carr was a solid quarterback.
The guy admitted exactly what he did wrong. He took it. He said,
Yeah, but,
next
I mean,
question, moved on. I respect that. I at least respect
Okay,
I'm not
so
saying
a
it
shitty player said
I'm
he
not
did
saying it
something
makes him a
wrong.
good quarterback. I'm just saying at least he's got that going.
Do the fans realize the difference between Derek Carr and Rattler yet, you think? You think it's setting in?
Oh, people know deep down they'll never
admit it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But like we harped on this for a long time. He was not an elite guy, but now you see what a really not good quarterback can do.
We're learning post Drew Brees how many different levels of NFL QB there really are. And, it's not black and white. It's not.
This is a 4 turnover game, right? We discussed it. Carr never had a 2 interception game.
You can't just be like,
never.
Drew Brees good, Derek Carr bad. Like that's the
that's the best.
That's how people were operating on it for a while. And it's like this is so layered.
We got lucky. We had 15 years of about as well as you can play the quarterback position. We got to watch it for 15 years, and it got people's brains washed. And that is somehow a normal way of playing.
Well, there's a lot of,
in the words of the late,
there's a lot of, as I like to say it, new money Saints fans who have only been around since we won the Super Bowl, and they were not around before Breeze, so they don't understand what it's like to watch subpar quarterback.
But it's that, and they must not watch NFL games. Like, go watch Tua, go watch Bryce Young, go watch, and you'll realize that there's this top tier that exists. They are very, very few.
Well,
and then after that, you're in that world of from year to year, any of these 10 guys can go up to number 10 down to number 22, right?
It's a funny one. Would you take Bryce Young or Caleb at this point?
I'd take Caleb because at least I have
ceiling.
Yeah, I think I have more upside there.
It's a debate now.
But yeah, we got so used to watching just the best of the best, and it's like the late great Brian Kelly said, "You're spoiled. You are spoiled."
Oh yeah.
Yep. He said that to the damn media. It's like you're crazy, and he's late great because they just lost to Vandy. So R.I.P. Brian Kelly.
Bad. But Vandy's
he ain't
good.
going anywhere this year.
Vandy's top 10. Good for Vandy. That coach is legit, man.
It's so funny.
The quarterback is legit.
It's funny because we had Vandy on our schedule every single year when there was East and West divisions, every single year, and right when they switch it, we don't have.
Vandy was in the Alabama game at Alabama into the fourth quarter, 1-score game until about 6 minutes left, I think, somewhere around there, because we were watching it when we were in Florida, and that coach has turned that place around. You might see them if he sticks around. They might be good.
Clark Lee,
He's going to get poached, though.
It's going to be the next.
Pavia is an all-timer.
Watch the symmetry with Penn State and Vanderbilt. Both their coaches come from Vanderbilt.
It could that could happen. And but did he come from Notre Dame? Is that where he came from?
Clark Lee? I don't know.
I think he came from Notre Dame.
So what do y'all say? Draft Pavia?
No.
Yeah?
No, gotcha. Look, love him. Love him as a college quarterback, but that's an undrafted free agent quarterback who comes in. He's a camp body, and he's going to be that scrappy guy that fan base falls in love with during the preseason, but will never. He's just not.
He's winning games on scrappiness.
He seems like a cousin, like a cousin to Scadaboo. But he wouldn't. He doesn't have the same.
I like that analogy.
I was gonna say that
he's like Scadaboo cousin, but
his interviews are.
But he's not going to run and truck anybody in the NFL. Like Scadaboo, he'll try, but Scadaboo.
Well, he sent me a clip of Scadaboo getting run the fuck over on Jackson Dart's interception, which basically lost him the game.
Ooh,
he got crunched, dude.
Was he blindsided?
No,
straight at his
square up, straight at his chest. Yeah, straight through. On his back.
Yeah, if you want a good laugh, though, go hop on Reddit and go look in the Saints subreddit, and it's like everyone has just turned on Rattler this week. You can see the pendulum swings each week, and it's been pretty in favor of Rattler the last couple weeks.
Look, I text Max halfway through or at halftime, and I said the good thing about this is we're going to finally get to see, because they have no choice. Everyone's inside of 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to throw downfield. And we're going to finally
gave us the blueprint, and it's over with.
I said we're going to get to see how he responds to when he can't throw the 5-yard pass every play, because it's not going to be there going forward. DA gave the blueprint. Yeah. Any defense that can run a defense close to that will be doing it and forcing him to go over the top.
I don't know if the
Camaro was getting crunched. I felt like Apollo Creed.
He looks like he's just going through the motions.
I felt like Apollo Creed and Rocky, like, throw the damn towel.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, though. The Bucs, I don't know how great their defense is this year. The Rams are going with McCoy out now, and we definitely need to talk about the big news that dropped a couple hours ago. Eric McCoy out for the season, biceps injury, and then also Kendre Miller torn ACL, also out for the season. The McCoy injury is catastrophic. It's the one I think on the preview episode we talked about. The guy you cannot lose is McCoy.
Yeah, and I mean,
the guy lose him every year.
The guy Rattler cannot afford to lose.
Rattler cannot
McCoy,
but or Shuck.
But look, Kendre is really important to what Kellen Moore has been trying to do. He's phased him in a lot more.
Well, we're going to see now another rookie.
We had been committed to the run a lot more. So those two guys, of course, like your guards, your tackles, Kamara is important to the run game. But in terms of what Kellen Moore is really trying to do with his game plan to help develop Rattler, or even if it becomes Shuck, to develop these QBs, lean on a run game, have a heavy run to pass ratio, even though he didn't do it on Sunday. Those two guys are extremely important. I mean, it's hard to pick two other guys you would stand not to lose.
Kendra, you can lose Kendra, I think, and look, Devin Neal might end up being just as good. We'll see.
Yeah.
This was a deep running back class, and any normal year, he's probably a 4th-round pick.
I think fans are going to have patience with the way he runs versus Kendra. Like, Kendra's all pop, and Neal is a much more patient, wait for his blocks, not quite as fast type runner.
More like a Camara style.
But,
actually, no, I'm sorry. He's more like a Pierre Thomas. I think we talked about that.
I think Devin Neal's more of a throwback runner.
Well, here's the thing, though. The big question to me is who replaces McCoy. Now, I think I put in the Discord that all options were on the table, according to Kellen Moore, which also includes the possibility of moving Cesar Ruiz
or Simpkins
to center.
Right?
So you got the backup right now, because Simpkins was inactive yesterday. So Luke Fortner, who we traded for before final cuts from the Jags,
he's got a lot of playing experience.
He's played. I think he probably.
He's the shoo-in, I think. I mean, not the shoo-in, but I think he's next man up.
I feel like you disrupt too much if you move Ruiz over there, because he's been a relatively quiet.
So you're
the last
saying
2 weeks.
When Simpkins is back, he just doesn't play?
Simpkins is already he's not hurt. He just didn't play.
They're just choosing
They
Ruiz
chose
over
to put him in
So
active.
is that what you want?
No, I want to see Simpkins play.
Me too.
Yeah.
So it's time to see, right?
It's time to see. Yeah.
So disrupt the line if you have to. Simpkins should be in there somewhere.
Well, no, you're
reps.
not disrupting it if it's Simpkins.
If he
because
plays
that's
center.
the only one. That's the one spot that's
But
swapping
this
out.
coaching staff has
Ruiz
shown-
would disrupt it because you're disrupting 2 starting spots at that point.
Right, but you're putting Simpkins where he plays too, where he's played this year. It's
This
not
year,
that-
correct. Well, they moved him to guard after they got Fortner, so
Right.
they seem to think Simpkins is a better guard.
Right.
There's one thing I think we learned it. Even going back to training camp with this coaching staff and the O-line and the way Moore, he likes to have these 1-for-1 replacements on the O-line rather than shuffle it like we did in the past. So I think it's more likely to see the other 4 guys stay in the same spot and you just replace the center, whether that's Fortner or Simpkins. But I don't see a shift.
Yeah, I would just like to see him continue to play to see if he can.
I want to see him start.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Now, I think that, this thought has fluctuated from week to week. I think I've told you your hot take is going to hit, or now I don't think it's going to hit now. I think we see Shuck by the bye week. Just based off of what we saw yesterday and Kellen Moore's comments today, that it is now a week by week.
The very first time he said anything close
First
to that.
time.
Because
Yeah.
before
The
it
door
was
is open now.
Before it was no, he's not on a leash. He's our guy. We're going to rally
And this
behind
is
him. The first
Well,
time
he
he
should
said
be, though, because he deep down he knows they have to see if Shuck has anything.
Well, you
because we're
hope.
in line for that first pick.
You hope that's how he thinks, right?
Yeah,
Because
if he's not, then there's an issue.
I would say this is why my optimism was so tamped down about Rattler's performances the first 6 weeks, because I don't feel he ever had to play real quarterback, because all of our receivers were averaging 7 yards a catch. We were just allowing him to complete a bunch of passes to build confidence. That's clearly what was happening. And I don't disagree with that as an approach to get him into the season. Let's see if he can start to slow his mind down, see those, So I don't disagree with the tactic from Kellen Moore, but we hadn't seen it. So I'm not going to get overly optimistic about that 3-touchdown game or about the fact that he's not turning it over until we see him play what is necessary to play good quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't doing that. He was playing a very, very safe quarterback. We open it up. We see 4 turnovers. 3 I put right on him. 1 terrible throw on the Tipton play like we talked about. The fumble completely on him. Stepping up in the pocket. First time he's done something like that all season, just leaving the ball exposed like that. And then the Shaheed play is the right play to make, I think, but a terrible throw again.
Yeah, right.
So he couldn't execute when it was there. Tipton was open if he throws a good ball there.
Yeah,
That's a catch.
It's like his decision making was fine
Yep.
for the most part. It just
The execution.
couldn't put the ball in the spot. I mean, but there's this thing the Olave throw on the touchdown was a great fucking ball. The first touchdown I think it was when Olave was coming across in a deep middle touchdown.
Yeah, it's a great throw, but it was always it was also a plant your foot and throw it throw. Which,
Right, but I'm saying so it's just too up and down. He'll have these really good throws where there's really not. You couldn't have made a much better throw, and it required some arm strength. But then he'll couple that with the ones, the one that tipped in, the one Shaheed, And so, Kellen Moore's used the word consistency about his QB. That's what he talked about in training camp. Like, whoever we go with is going to be the one who gives us the most consistent play. I don't know that Rattler's, he was consistent early on, like you said, because he was sticking to the safe shit.
Right. Now, it could also be said this was just a bad game. And,
I do
to Corey's credit,
too.
maybe he was pressing because it's against DA. It's against Caleb. There's a lot going on. Maybe. That's what I guess we hope, is that it was just a fluke.
Yeah.
And he comes back. But that's also our biggest fear. Like we've been saying the whole season, he's hanging in there, but we're still losing, even when he's not playing poorly. What happens when we need him to go win a game?
This one felt like a reality check game.
Yeah, there's two things that have to factor into when. I mean, I know there's the 30,000-foot view reason for pulling Rattler going with Shuck, and that's overarching. That's we got to see what we have in Shuck before we draft him. But if we're talking about on the field X's and O's, what I think is guiding more, if I had to guess, I think it's what's guiding Kellen more practically is. You got to see more than just one bad game from Rattler. Number one, so it's got to be like if there's two,
a caveat to that. I think you have to see how he responds to a terrible.
You got to see how he responds, but
if he bounces right back, that tells you something about him.
Yeah,
right. So I think this is a great time for this to happen. If he doesn't respond well over the next 2 weeks, you go to Shuck. That's what you do. If he bounces right back and has one of his better games next week, I think that shows you a lot of professionalism, a lot of resolve, and you learn something about Rattler because of this game. So we're going to get to find out.
Because you see a lot of talk, like a lot of the conclusions after the game. I think it's just because it's like a very clickbaity question to ask. Is like, does this make Kellen Moore start asking, does he have to go to Shuck or not? Now, we said the week-to-week thing, but I think you need to see more than just one bad game. And then the other thing, it has to, in my opinion, I think it has to get to a level or pretty damn close to it where he's the reason you're losing. And so far, the rest of the team has been so bad, it hasn't really
He was the reason yesterday.
He was a big reason in the run defense. That's the two reasons.
What's his record as a starter?
1-12.
Well, that's
right?
easy. Same as the Locks, yeah.
The locks are worse.
Well, no, hold on. This
overall.
We started before Rattler started. Corey started before Rattler started.
Oh, really? Damn.
But
Just by a few weeks.
I'm gonna push back and I'm gonna say sometimes it is as simple as it seems. And to me, I'm reading between the lines. And when Kellen Moore said the phrase "week to week,"
you think
and then I look at Rattler's record,
thinking draft
1-12.
Yeah.
Sometimes the obvious answer is the correct answer. So I think it is firmly in his mind, like, okay, you know what? Let's see how he bounces back this week.
Yeah.
But at the same point, it is a week-to-week thing.
Yeah.
Like the groundwork's been laid.
Said it.
He's
Well, the one thing I'm going to say, because you said the bye week, I kind of agree. I don't want Shuck coming in against the Rams.
Fuck no.
Why are we going to just smash him into the ground right in the game?
Somebody was saying, I saw several people say, put him in the game yesterday. I'm like, no, against DA? God, no.
Aren't we at Carolina the last game before
Carolina's
the
the one before the bye.
Yeah. So
but they're a good, really good
Right,
defense.
I know, that's
Derek
tough.
Brown's out of his mind right now.
The first NFL start's a road start.
I wait till after the bye. That's what I'm targeting. And
Extra week of practice.
I would even sit Rattler down and said, hey, I want you to know something. You got 3 games. This is your starting job to win or lose these next 3 weeks. I'm going to Shuck after the bye if we don't start delivering. I would just straight up tell Rattler that if I was the coach and say,
because you might not just be auditioning for us.
Right. This might be your career moment right here.
Yeah.
So, I would put that pressure on him.
You got 3 games to make money.
Yeah. Yeah,
You said it right there. That's it.
But he's already surpassed his draft position.
He's already locked in a 10-year career.
Let him drive down to Baton Rouge. Talk to Matt Flynn.
Flynn had some
Matt
comments.
Flynn was
he made bank from one.
No. But Matt Flynn was also heated about people
criticizing him,
criticizing Rattler yesterday.
Makes sense.
Needed to send the Spider-Man meme there, but
It's look at you knowing about a meme.
I do. I know that one. But
I'm just impressed he didn't call it a meme.
It's a mama. I think this is probably the best thing that could have happened, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because we get to see how he responds.
The season's gone. We know that, right? We're not making the playoffs. I don't think a team at 1-6 has ever made the playoffs. Is that? I believe I looked that up. It was either 1-6 or 1-7 has never made the playoffs. I can't remember.
So the thing is, we should be 0-7 if it weren't for Jackson Dart just.
Scatterboo fumble. Scatterboo fumble.
Too. Well, Dart dropping, basically handing the ball to Cam Jordan on another one.
Yeah, but they were going in for the go-ahead score when Scat fumbled on the 9-yard line,
and then the receiver dropped a long pass too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
took a comedy of errors for us to win.
Well, they did it again yesterday. Old Scadaboo and Dart managed to give it to the Broncos just like they gave it to us.
Shout out Zach for jumping on that live bet. Good work.
Hell yeah, man. That was awesome. All right, here's a question for you guys. November 4th, that's 2 weeks away from tomorrow. So basically, by the time this episode gets posted, it'll be exactly 2 weeks till the trade deadline. What are your updated thoughts? What are you thinking? Do you think we make any moves? I'll throw this out first. I think Pete Werner is as good as gone. And then I think Shaheed gets traded. I think Olave, I think you guys were... I thought about what we talked about on the last episode. I started thinking about it. I texted you this.
Yeah.
I think you both y'all are right. I do think that it makes... Olave is going to re-sign. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? It's really not the worst plan because we don't have a number one receiver right now. And the reality is they're going to draft somebody in the first or second round this year.
To be that.
Or next year to hopefully be that guy. While that guy is on his rookie contract, Olave can be the higher paid guy.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. It makes sense. You need at least some competency at receiver. He's a good receiver. I don't think he's the number one, but I think it would
I just don't want to see a $100 million contract. And
I think like a 3-year 75 to 80.
I'd give him. I told you I'd give him the 75. I would in a second.
I was
That's
against
no
it
problem.
last week when you said that, but after thinking about it and letting it marinate, I agree with you. I think that is the smarter move. So I'm backtracking what I said last week.
Yeah, I don't really envision a scenario where, we keep Olave and whatever we pay him is not like extremely uncomfortable to us. I just think
feels like the announced deal is going to be like 3 for 90, but it's actually going to be 3 for like 75.
Yeah, I mean,
if it was 4 for 100, I'm fine with that too. For me, it's the per year money and the guarantees, of course.
The guarantees are the big one.
If you keep it at 25, that puts him in that low end 1, super good 2, like a Devontae Smith. That was my comp, Devontae Smith. He got 3 years, $75 million. To me, if you look at their careers and how they've gone,
sign that?
Last year.
Before
last year. So maybe you give it 27 now because it's a year later.
Yeah.
But that's the comp for Olave performance-wise. Yeah. Okay? He's not been elite. Devontae Smith's not been elite. They've made some big plays. They've had good games. They have games where they're
both
you.
Good receivers.
Right. Good route runners, smaller, that like very similar in style to me. And that's where I'd like to see it. What do I think's going to happen? I think you're looking at 30 plus, and I think they're going to give it to him.
I think they're going to overpay you.
Yeah.
And overpay in our eyes. In their eyes, it's not an overpay. But
hey,
I think,
if he plays like he did this week.
Look, the other thing, too, is they got to consider – now, this part's up to Olave and his agent.
Well, also work into anything else you think happens at the trade deadline.
Okay, yeah. Well, with Olave, they got to consider signing him before all the stupid teams sign their receivers. Because somebody's going to break the market with a receiver. It happens every year.
Well, you know how this goes. As soon as you know you want that guy, this is why – everyone was ragging the Jets for signing Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner early. Now, I wouldn't have given Sauce that the way he's played the last couple of years, but they really liked Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson's better than Olave.
Without question.
I think you sign them as early as possible. Extend them, right? Because then you're in a lower market than will be next year, for sure. It's the anti-Jerry Jones approach.
Well, it's the same as Derek Carr. Like, Carr's contract was a bargain by year 2.
It's like you just never know what team's going to just splash it out on a receiver. Just do something disgusting.
George Pickens feels like he's going to break a bank.
He could.
He should.
He might literally break a bank as well. That guy's a head case.
He hasn't been there, though, so you never know. Yeah. So maybe that role where CD's alpha, if they could find a way to pay him, it might work for him and for them. I don't know, but he's definitely going to break a bank, and he should get way more money than Olave, talent-wise.
Yeah.
Talent-wise, he should make $50 million, but...
what I'll say...
Knucklehead, so... Yeah.
Oh, knucklehead.
About the trade deadline, I don't know. I'm not opposed to really anything because I was texting either the group or Max, I don't know. I said, the harsh reality is we haven't really started our rebuild, okay? This is the last year of the terrible to be able to then start the rebuild next year. It starts next year. Maybe you got a few good draft pieces this year. Yeah, maybe we've got a couple that...
It's kind of a wash off the dirt year.
Yeah. This is like, okay, let's get ready for our rebuild. Yeah, it starts next year. So we're 2029 till we're probably a chance of being truly competitive. And by competitive...
We've lost 18 of our last 22 games.
Right. Any construction job, right? You got demo first.
That's right.
We're in the demo phase.
Well, he texted me this yesterday, the whole thought about the rebuilding actually starts next year, and he's 1,000% right, because here's the reality. They thought Kellen Moore took this job with the understanding that Derek Carr was going to be the starting quarterback this year. They did not know that Derek Carr was not going to play this year, that he was going to have the injury or whatever it was and retire.
Yeah.
They didn't know that. That's the reason you go out and they sign Brandon Cooks. Like, you're not signing a Brandon Cooks if you're getting ready to start, trot out Rattler or
You
Shuck.
put the resources elsewhere.
Right. Like
Yeah.
Justin Reed, maybe they don't sign him. You know what I mean? Those are the moves you make when you still have a Carr-level guy who's had this team around, 8-9, 9-8, around that range, and maybe these guys push him over the edge. This team did not know that they were in a rebuild or going to be in a rebuild for 2025. And you can tell by the way they're still publicly in denial about it. Although the moves like the Vele move, that doesn't scream rebuild at all. But I think now the reality is hitting them over the head that they're 1-6.
Yep.
They see that, no, this is a fucking rebuilding team. You got McCoy is now hurt. You got all the other guys who are a year older. Like he said, the rebuild starts in 2026, and it's going to be
I told Max before we knew the injury, I would trade McCoy this season. That's what I said. I think he would have got the biggest return. I think someone probably gives you a second-round pick for McCoy. He's well-liked around minimum.
Yeah.
And you get rid of that contract. I'd like to see us trade Justin Reed. And
I'm with that.
there's no fit for him on this team going forward. He'll be 30 next year, I believe. Like it's in his best interest to leave here too.
Cooks, drop Cooks off for a fifth or a sixth.
If someone will give you a fifth or sixth, sure. I'd give Cooks away. He serves no purpose on this team going forward. Nothing against him. I don't think he's played poorly.
No, he's fine, but he just doesn't have a place.
I do think Reed's played under expectations pretty heavily, but he's a veteran somebody might want who lose the safety or something. I don't know. But he's a $10 million guy. Just getting him off the books benefits us from a rebuild standpoint. And by the time we're good, he's going to be 33, and he might not be good anymore. So he
probably won't be good.
I don't see the point in keeping players like that. I think the ones that are more difficult decisions for me are Pete and Shaheed because they're both 27. They're right at that age. I can go either way if you trade them. So for those two guys, if you've decided not to re-sign Shaheed next year because his agent might be asking for $25 million
at that point,
you punt him, and you get whatever you can get. Assuming in free agency, what would his comp be? A 4? We don't know. It could be a 3.
Should be a 3.
So if it's a 3, do you trade him for a 3 or you just let him go next year? I guess
you're talking about Olave or Shaheed?
Shaheed. See, you cannot I don't think you can re-sign Shaheed and Olave. It doesn't make sense. It's redundant. It's two small guys, two small, fast guys. You need a big guy.
The question is, do you think we could get a 3 for Shaheed? For Shaheed?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think you get a 3, but do you? Is that return?
That's a big return considering you didn't draft him.
But you're getting a 3 anyway, we think, because on the open market.
But you're getting a late round, like the comp picture at the end.
But you're getting a late round either way because only a playoff potential team is. You're talking about the difference in 10 slots.
Yeah, 10 slot difference, but it's
like the Patriots make total sense for Shaheed.
But this is
Shaheed.
Shaheed.
Throw him with Drake May.
So you get it this year regardless. Is this Shaheed's last year under contract?
Yeah, last year. So we get it this year.
So we get it this year.
It's a 3rd either way. So if someone comes in with a 3rd and a 5th, you take it in a 2nd, right?
Without question.
If even a 3rd and a 6th, you take that.
It's got to a
3rd in anything, you take it.
Yeah.
But you got to get something else. Do I trade him just for a 3rd? Maybe not. I don't know.
I do if it's a bad team.
But it won't be. The only ones going to be shopping are the ones who have a chance. Now, it could
half
be
the league has a chance. We talk about this all the time. There are no truly good teams right now.
There are 10 clearly bad ones, though.
I think
there's 5 with like heinous ones, but
yeah, I think ultimately the Warner makes sense, especially the more they're playing Stutzman, and Stutzman's doing really well. He had like 6 tackles in 16 plays.
Snaps. But his contract's cheap. So here's the antithesis of that. DeMario could be gone next year. We don't know. He's 36.
Right.
His contract's cheap. We don't have to pay him next year.
Pete.
And can we get more value than the 3 we're going to get anyway when someone signs him?
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to give away Pete. I think I talked about this in the Discord, and I don't.
I'm not
to
pushing
your point,
for it,
his contract's affordable. He's a good player. He's only 27. I'm not in a rush to get rid of him. If somebody throws you a 3,
there's a world it's him and Stutzman next year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Shaheed, everything we talked about last week and just a few minutes ago, I think Olave is going to get re-signed. So in that scenario, I think you got to trade Shaheed because it's redundant.
But what do you need to trade him?
What's that?
What do you need? Like, what return do you need to trade him? What would be the offer that you would say, that's stupid, why'd we do it?
A 4 or worse. A 4
So
or worse.
you're just
I'm like,
taking
what
a
the fuck are we
flat-out
doing?
3 to get up a few spots. You're fine. Dumping
If someone gives me a 3 and something else, I don't care if it's a 7, I'll take it.
3 and something. Okay.
Or 3 and a 7 is probably the least I'd be.
I can't argue because I think we're far away, and I don't know what the asking price is. That would be my question. What's his asking price? What's his agent asking for?
Yeah.
I just don't think you can pay him an Olave. You just can't.
Could you pay him 17 and Olave 25?
I don't think you can.
But the thing is,
you still don't have. In a perfect world, Olave's your 2 and Shahid's your 3. We don't have that one, the big bodied, like an
I hear you,
AJ
but you
Brown
could
type.
draft that.
the
too.
reality is with Mickey, he can pay them.
Oh, it's
But
realistic
but
to
it's
pay
not
it. It's not smart.
Right. So I don't know. I think
For me, it's the price tag, and if he was willing to take that mid low second receiver money, I wouldn't have a problem re-signing a 27-year-old. If someone were to offer us something that is more than the comp pick we're getting back, like where I feel like we got a bonus for doing it, I'm for that too.
I think that's
I'm okay.
I think that's the
The third
baseline.
comp is basically a 4th. If you look at where it falls, because it's going to be at the end of the round. So to me, if you give me a mid-third, I'll probably take it. If you give me a 3rd plus anything, I'm taking it.
That's for
Shahid.
Yeah, you have to project what a mid-third is penning the team, right? So it's, I mean,
does anybody feel urgent to trade to y'all?
Shahid?
Does anybody? Do you feel
for
like
me, the two were McCoy and Reed.
Well, McCoy's done with. You can't
McCoy,
trade him now.
you can't trade now. Reed,
Shahid would be
I
my
am
most
urgent to trade Reed because
Really?
we just signed him. He's making $10+ million a year. There's no need for that 30-year-old next year on the roster. To me, I think you have to get 27 and younger anywhere. That if you can shed money, that's where I'm at.
So you think-
I'd rather sign Shahid and trade
I
Reed.
guess I wonder, if they're willing to trade him now, what was the intention on bringing him in the first place?
When Carr
Same.
was still on the team.
Was he brought in at the same time?
Yeah, free agency right in that first week
Yeah.
or two. Yep.
You got to realize, I'm firmly
It threw-
convinced
yeah.
all of these moves were made when Derek Carr was
It threw everybody for
assumed,
a
threw
huge
everybody for
curveball.
a.
Because you could.
And I don't dislike it. This isn't about dislike. This is just me forecasting going
Yeah.
forward. If I'm running the business, I realize I've got a guy who's got probably some trade value that we're paying a lot of money that
Well, here's
isn't
his contract: 3 years, $31 million.
right.
So if you trade him, let's see, trade pre-June 1. So if you trade him in the offseason, 9.2 in dead money, but you do save 2.3.
That's not much.
So if you trade him after June 1 or cut him, then you end up saving the 9 mil, and you get to 2.3.
We shall see.
So it's better just to wait to the end
So
of
you
the
wait
season.
till post-June 1st.
So maybe you just cut him. But
I think either way, trade deadline looming, but then looking at our next couple of opponents, considering how we just did, we have officially entered scary hours time of the season.
Well, I've got a question for you. I want to run this question back. So we posed this question to you, I think it was last year on the season preview episode, and we talked about if you had the first pick in the draft, looking at our current quarterback situation, so now it expands further than Rattler, who was the person in question last time we posed this to you. So now you got Rattler, Shuck. You can include Hayner if you want to. You can include Deckers if you want to, but we'll just focus on those two. Let's say we get the first pick in the draft, and I think we have a rough idea of how the quarterback class looks right now. Now, obviously, there's still the prime
very
part of the
rough,
season where
but, yeah.
someone's going to rise up during the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at it right now, what are you doing? Before, just to refresh your memory,
Yeah.
you said you would pass on the quarterback and build out the rest of the team. If you would have led with that, I think we would have been like, okay, no, that
You talking about the first time I ever answered it? Oh yeah. I thought you meant like the last time you asked
I
me.
like to revisit this one every year.
Yeah.
But no, now what would be your move? First pick in the draft.
If you asked me this like 3 or
Like,
4
have you
weeks
seen
ago,
enough? Right. Exactly.
I would have been like, the college quarterbacks don't look like, none of them look first pick worthy. We look okay, at least for what we're trying to, like, we would benefit more from getting the top
I guess. Are you
non-QB
out on
college player.
developing Rattler and or Shuck?
It's hard to
for
say
another
without
season?
seeing Shuck in a real game.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
really hard to say. I think I'm leaning, if it's the first pick, I think I'm still leaning non-QB because even in the best QB, even in the mediocre QB classes or classes that turned out to be mediocre, we were still sold on a few guys at this point in the year. I know Mendoza's doing well. I know the kid from Oregon's all right, but like, I don't think there's anyone we're like super sold on as like, yeah, that's the guy. It changes every week. I feel like John Mateer was 4 weeks ago. Then it turned into Mendoza. Then it was the guy
Mendoza's, to his credit,
he's
has
good.
Consistently been.
No, but I mean, like he's good. But
that's what we forgot to ask him about was Indiana.
Oh God, I hate it.
Yeah. Wish you could walk those back a little bit.
They're not good. They're not good.
Coach just got $12 million a year.
Smoke screen. It's smoke and mirrors. Big Ten. They don't play anybody.
So you're still leaning towards.
I'm still leaning towards this team has so much wrong with it.
Well, let me float this one out. So you have the first pick. There are 2 teams this year who have multiple first round picks.
Yeah.
One of them absolutely needs a quarterback. The other one could go ahead and use this as a year to get it. So the one who needs it is the Browns. Right now they're starting Dylan Gabriel to back up his Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. The other team with multiple first-round picks is the Rams. The Rams have Stafford, who's 37, playing out of his mind.
They got Stetson
Bennett. But this is the one time that they have
and they like him. They like Stetson Bennett.
Stetson's looking good, dude. I mean, no, I think trading the first pick would be ideal because people give up their souls for that.
Let's say the Browns had the 4th pick, and I think they have the Jaguars picks, or the Jags are somewhere in the middle. Let's say they had the 4th and the 16th pick.
I'm out of there in a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would take that over the quarterback?
Yes.
And I think you would too.
2 first is better than.
Rephrase. If I like a quarterback that I think is worthy of being picked there, I take the quarterback every time. That is the easiest way to rebuild.
But you're not there with anyone yet.
No, definitely not. Okay. But I do believe at the end of the season we're all going to be like, oh, dude, I don't know. I think this dude might be it.
If this was a great,
I'm getting there with Mendoza.
If this was like the what you were like,
but no way am I taking a Bain or any of those. I'm trading out.
Yeah,
give me extra picks. Like I need more shots at it than just taking. I told Max,
you're probably taking a Bain if you trade and get the 4th and 15th, which was the scenario.
You can do that if you get the 2nd pick. Agree. I'm saying I'm not sitting at the 2 pick and taking a Bain. Yeah. I'm trying to get more picks.
It's been a weird season so far for college players. I feel like no one's really broken out. Like,
well, this is the time where it's about to happen, and this is probably a premature conversation to have. But as of right now, I'm still in the if we had the first pick and someone were to offer me their 2 firsts this year, and you could probably pull out a first from them next year, I'm doing it. Look, give me the volume.
The Panthers gave up 3 ones, right?
Right.
So
people sell their souls for it.
Yeah. Unless it's Andrew Luck sitting there or John Elway, you take the 3 first-round picks almost under any circumstance.
No, that's where I'm at with it right now.
Because if you're turning that down, you've now just somehow taken the number 1 overall pick and you've effectively traded that many to get the guy you're drafting. It's like the same, even though you didn't actually give anything up. It's there for the taking.
Right. But you don't sit there because one player cannot turn this around. Yeah. But if you get 3 first-round players in 2 years, that can instantly transform.
And to Nick's point, that this is going to 2026 is going to be the first year of the true rebuild, the first true year of the rebuild. Give me the multiple first.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, I still think next year's first-round pick is going to be a high first-round pick too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then if you're armed with 2 picks this year, next year,
trade up to get that number 1 if he's the
you'd have to trade
the all-everything guy. And it kind of makes you wonder what the Titans were offered when people said they were getting peppered with offers.
Yeah.
And they said nope.
I told you no. I would have traded, and this is nothing against Cam Ward. Cam Ward was not elite enough for me to sit there and turn down 3 first-round picks. Right. There's no way in hell.
Yeah. They had to have been offered something like that.
I am going to say this, though. We talk about it. We just said it, that every year somebody makes a run in the back. A couple of games of the season. And now with the playoffs being what they are, the playoff field is extended. You get more games.
Yeah.
I've got my eye on Mendoza, and I'm going to tell you why. The Latino,
because he's Cuban,
his name ends in a vowel.
The Latino quarterback history in the NFL is pretty bad, and it's all people of Mexican descent. I want the Cuban guy to be good.
Oh, is he Cuban?
He is Cuban. I want the Cuban guy to be good.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
Who's the best? Mark Sanchez. Who else?
So I looked this up before I got here. So historically significant Latino NFL quarterback: Jim Plunkett, Mexican, Native American; Tom Flores, Mexican descent, first starting quarterback in the NFL.
I didn't know he was Mexican descent. That's crazy.
Joe Kapp,
Mexican,
only quarterback to have played in the Rose Bowl, Super Bowl, and Canada's Grey Cup.
Oh.
Then we get other notables. Mark Sanchez.
Mexican.
Us Latinos are not claiming him right now.
Very notable.
Also Mexican. Tony Romo, also Mexican.
What?
Jeff Garcia.
He's white. That's heritage. Okay.
What is this, 3%? Come on. What is this, the ACT?
Hey, man. Jeff Garcia, part. That's it. That's the list.
I love how
I'm
the
pulling for the Cuban guy.
NFL.
I'm pulling for the Cuban guy.
What a list of guys with Mexican heritage.
Tony
Like
Romo.
The NFL list.
I've got to see that heritage for Tony Romo.
We got to go to, what is it? What's the fucking site that takes the saliva?
You think
Yeah, 23.
You think he goes down to
23andMe,
like
yeah.
Mexico City for Independence Day? He's like wearing his poncho and shit. I tell you what, man, these fireworks, God.
But here's the thing. So I'm watching, and I want to see Indiana.
I didn't know he was Cubano. Now that I know
want to
that,
watch Indiana and see if
I'm
they
gonna
can make
root.
a
I'm
run.
gonna root for him for you now.
I'm
now that I
pulling
know
for
that.
him.
Here's the thing, though. My cousin's son.
You
my
want a
cousin
Cuban
Saul,
sandwich?
His son is a freshman at Indiana this year, so he's getting to live the.
You got inside info.
Hey, well, not that, but he's got the
Sounds like a
living
sauce.
the good fun life right now.
Sounds
of that
like
team being
sounds like a
good.
sauce.
Yeah. I would love it to be that guy.
So I'm pulling for him, man. Now I hate it because Fletcher's already calling for him, so that kind of scares me a little bit. But Fletcher is of the worst basketball and football takes
Well,
ever.
he was calling for Jackson Dart pretty heavily.
He was
last year.
Doesn't look awful anymore.
Maybe he's getting wiser with age.
That
Maybe.
someone needs to take the NBA trade machine away from him.
He will go to the grave.
Trade Zion,
He will go to
trade
the
Zion.
grave with that. He's probably got his. He's gonna have tweets programmed so that like even though he's gone from this earth, you're gonna be getting tweets from Fletcher.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything. I mean, I don't think there's much
We're
more
all
to
in
say
agreement, though.
from
We would
this
take the
game,
multiple picks.
but yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. No, just wanted to take a temperature check and see where we were. And look, we're all.
Rattler
No,
kept his streak
Max.
of not scoring 20 going, too. Did it again.
Actually, I take
Also kept the streak of not hitting
take back
250.
everything I said. I'm full in.
He got
Carson
233.
Beck.
He was 233. Is that a career high?
I think it is.
Might have been his career
You
high.
didn't
Carson
say
Beck.
what if Gunnar Stockton's there.
He'll be there.
Is he a junior or a senior?
He's like
You'll get him in the 7th.
he's an accountant.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can admit that because you had a hard on for Carson Beck for a little bit.
Carson
I
was
mean,
good that
look,
1 year.
Well, we'll give the credit.
That was
to Brock
mostly
Bowers.
before he started throwing multiple interceptions a game last year.
I'm going to go ahead and say, and this is going to back up my stance about an elite tight end making all the difference in the world. Carson Beck looked great when he was throwing to Brock Bowers.
Yep.
Drew Allard at Penn State looked amazing when he was throwing to Tyler Warren.
I don't think it's
Tyler
coincidence.
Warren's gone.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Penn State can't do anything. Allard gets hurt. Boom.
Bowers is hurt. That's why the Raiders aren't doing well.
Jesus.
That's a few more reasons.
But look, it goes back to the point of elite tight ends are
They're game changers.
changing chess pieces on offense.
Cheat
And
codes.
God damn it, we have Juwan Johnson, who is. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. Juwan Johnson catching a 2-yard pass, getting lit up on the sideline, and he gets
Flexing.
up and.
I saw that
flexes?
when it happened in
Jesus.
real time, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
I did too, man. I was like, this.
Well, it's not
fucking
even like
clown.
he delivered the blow. He got laid out.
got laid out.
And then he flexed. Like,
It didn't even get the first, right?
No, he was 3
Like-
yards short.
no.
He's a
It's like-
fucking asshole.
It's the most
Fuck him.
inconsequential.
What I
play
responded
after-
was he was celebrating not fumbling.
I guess. I guess.
You got to start somewhere.
Everyone's turned on him now. I love it because I feel like we were kind of piloting that ship way in
You've
advance.
tried.
One of the most shocking takes ever on this podcast was you
Calling for a
having
big year.
Yeah, for a big year from
I
him,
was just about to
knowing
say.
how much you hated him.
I
You
know.
tried to
I
make it
got-
happen.
I fell victim to listening to other people talk about him, and you know what? I got to stick to my own thoughts on it, and not
Yeah,
listen
I
to
mean-
You
anybody.
never liked him, and then you were like, breakout season. We're like, what?
It just felt like it was coming, and I was wrong. Dead
I
wrong.
think what a harsh reality is that if he doesn't make that damn diving catch in Tampa Bay away game end of the year, he doesn't get as much hype.
Was amazing catch. I'll give him that.
I do like that's the best part about
Kinda
having
took
this
off after
podcast, though,
that.
is that we can actually pull back clips of our bad predictions or takes or whatever you want to call it. So we got to start like really clipping those and playing the bad ones.
I need to teach you how to do it after I figured
you
out how to do
there's
it.
There's some smoking hot bad ones out there.
It just takes time.
There are some good ones though.
takes time
you
to-
hit the Penning one last year.
Takes time to find them.
Penning take was good.
If anybody out there knows of a good like audio search program,
Talk to Dan. I guarantee you Dan knows.
he probably knows some kind of tricks. Yeah, I mean we have Riverside, but it's
Dan was bitching about Riverside earlier.
Corey, you can do it with AI for sure.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
try it.
If you take notes, there are things you want to like go back and check.
Allen Iverson.
AI. Practice?
Did you see that?
It's funny because it's same letters.
Did you see that?
We got
tweet
it.
The other day, somebody was like, "Oh, well, AI in the future is going to be used to prevent injuries like ACLs," and someone's like, "What's Allen Iverson going to do about ACLs?"
Yeah, I know. I love when like new acronyms come out and it's the same as some other shit.
I love AI.
Man.
All right. Do we have anything else?
No, I mean, there's not really a whole lot else to say about what happened in Chicago. It was good to see some familiar faces there. Charlie was at the game. Newest 28-3
Mike was
Patreon. There. Mike, MKC Papa, one of our faves. He'll be in town. It's funny. You saw he came. He landed in New. I mean, shout out to Mike for doing
We're
this. But
supposed
he
to be holding his luggage.
Landed in New Orleans. Went to Chicago. Came back.
We told him we were going to hold his luggage for him. He didn't.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Huh?
Yep.
Whatever.
Was that in the group text?
I think so. Yeah.
I must have missed it.
Well,
we didn't even discuss the defense at all. I mean, it was.
Not much to say.
Thank God it was Caleb Williams back there. Is all I'm going to say because
pretty much sums it up.
And the refs really bailed us out a few times on some very tic-tac calls again. The
refs were bad in this game. The whole all around.
The refs are bad in every game.
I think that
Some
wheel
games they
route.
shine
Did you go
more.
about that wheel route they called the OPI on, where Stutzman literally just ran straight into the guy, and they called it OPI, and Swift was already gone. Like it was a touchdown with a good throw. Stutzman just slams into the other defender. Somehow gets OPI called. Caleb throws the thing out of bounds. Otherwise, Swift's backpedaling to the end zone. There's no one there.
I mean,
I don't know.
We've shown so far.
Oh, jeez.
We have a problem with the shifty guys, but it was discouraging about the defensive, like the very front, the D line. The Chicago's O line they were all over our linebackers. I mean, we
Well, it goes back to when we talked about this in the I think you actually brought up this point on the preview pod, talking about how the players that we currently employ on defense do not fit the 3-4 scheme that we run, and we all talked about it at some point.
Because the only guy we brought in different was Godshaw, and that's
he fits
fine.
a QT,
but you can't play him every single down. And you got when you have a good off OC like Ben Johnson, he runs plays that don't fit the down and distance to catch you off guard, and he's really good, just dialing up stuff that's unexpected from different looks, never running the same play twice, kind of one of his mantras, and it just makes it hard. But I think it's really those 3-4 defensive ends that are the biggest deal, because that's where you really keep the pulling guards and tackles off of your linebackers. Especially if you're going like a 3-4 base nickel. Now you've only got two backers back there. As good as DeMario is, as good as Pete is, as good as Stutzman looks like he's gonna be, if they get a guard square up on him, that's tough. I mean, that's just, and a quick back like Swift, they don't need much.
Yeah, they did not stop the run for shit. It was
their
bad.
line was second level almost every play.
Every play.
It's just, we have a bunch of square pegs that we're trying to cram into a round hole on defense right now.
And that's like we talked about. Chase maybe had one of the better games, but like they rushed for 240, 220. What was it? 225.
Yeah, I mean, I think they schemed up a really good way to attack our middle. I feel like there weren't. I could be wrong, but I feel like there weren't a whole lot of like big pops on the stretch play or on a toss play. A lot of Swift's action seemed to come from like a cut through the middle.
The backup looked even better. The backup was
Monagai.
Yeah, I don't know.
Monanji.
Good Lord, that guy was tough as nails.
Yeah, he looked good.
Rookie.
Yeah,
pretty crazy. 7th round out of Rutgers.
Hey man, running back class, deepest one in years.
Yeah,
it really is. So look, let's see how Devin Neal is now that he's going to be pressed into further duty with Kendrick.
Yeah, if I was his running back coach, I'd be like, that guy last week was drafted after you.
Yeah,
let's do something about that.
Well, the only thing I still have left is you want to go ahead and tell the viewers about the newest shirt?
No. No, I don't.
It lives to see another day. We will pull the shirt down when you hit your lock.
There's a shirt with some guy.
The other shirt.
There's a shirt with some guy's face imposed onto one of these. It's kind of creepy. I don't recommend buying it. It's I think you can find it at facebook.com/max-ortiz. Is that it? Yeah. But yeah,
come down
I have not earned
locks.
The Labubu takedown. What I don't know. Whatever. The Labubu remains.
Yes. The lock missed is what he's trying to say. Rattler over 2 TDs, so you missed there, and you missed the over just barely. Well, not really, because we didn't do our part. But 38 points in the game. No, 40 points. 40 points in the game, and the over was 46 when we placed it. So
if we had gotten our usual 19-20, it would have been a lot better. Groupie missed. That hurt.
Oh man, we've got to talk about
that.
That
Hurt.
I don't like that
And-
call. I don't know what.
I don't either.
The grass
The weather
was
was
terrible.
bad, yeah.
53. If you're gonna do that, then just run the ball on that 3rd and 13 or whatever it was, and get 4 or 5 yards. Try and get them close. I don't know.
Yeah. But I thought the lock was,
It was in play. It was in play for
should've
sure.
stuck with Chicago in the spread. That was low hanging fruit.
Well, you got
got the
roughly 3 days now to come up with something good for this week.
I got to decide: am I gonna keep going parlay or just?
I mean, you kind of
just
get
get
into
one.
the degenerate gambler part of like you're going to have to hit a parlay to catch up.
Yep.
Right.
So do you fall victim to that,
But,
or you just
but it's still
chip away?
it's still a segment for this podcast for our listeners, and that segment is still called a lock. So I don't want to mislead people.
Look, there's
Yeah.
10. You're only 7 weeks in, so there is
Yeah,
time to
we got
recover.
games left, so.
Time to recover.
I'm not going to
still.
hit the. Here you go, guys. Coach talk for you. I'm not going to hit the panic button just yet.
Well, because look at $50 a pop. You just play.
If you
something
go
a little
9-1,
tougher.
if you go 9-1 you'll be positive.
That would be quite the turnaround.
9-1.
That's probably what you need to do, unless you hit a parlay.
That.
Yeah.
I say it just might be that this team is really hard to predict.
Yeah, they're not good. So they're hard to.
It's hard to predict anything for a bad team.
Mm-hmm. I want to give a shout out to Olave for getting to exactly 10 yards a catch on the season. So we are at 10.0.
He's clearly listening.
Yeah.
He is listening to the
mean,
pod. 100%.
Congrats, buddy. You
I think
have.
McCaffrey has more yards receiving and a higher yards per catch than him. He did going into the game.
McCaffrey's also a freak, but point
He's also a
point
running
taken.
back.
Also a running
Point
back.
also
taken.
a running
I
back.
know. He's on my team. Hey, I'm not mad about it.
He looked good yesterday. I'll give him that.
My team's
Your team's bounced back.
doing pretty. Keenan Allen, man, coming
Keenan.
Jesus.
Bringing it back.
25 points.
Oh no. Hey,
I left.
you were down and out last
I
year.
left
You
Devonta
bounced.
Smith on the bench though. Kind of had to.
You probably
He wasn't really
should.
doing things.
Probably should.
Yeah.
He's not good. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I've got nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, next time will be another crack at the lock.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot wait.
Lock or Labubu.
Is it Bucs next week, right?
It is Bucs, and we do have an actual serious T-shirt design that needs to go up. NOLA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's one
So
that
it's teed up and ready to roll.
That's
This
right.
one's actually pretty.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Yep.
We like this one, but
The guy who came up with the phrase is really pretty creative.
well done. You have anything else?
No, I do not.
All righty. With
All
that,
right.
we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you for listening to 28-3 Podcast. Who dat?
Who dat?
What